What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Most definitely going to get into some Jonathan Majors news. Even though the reaction video I'm going to do today is a little old, it's about 3 weeks ago, but everything that I said, I'm like, this lawyer said, what? This lawyer from criminal defense attorney breaks it down because Jonathan Major's case is next week. So you see, everything has been quiet. We about to we about to get into the hornet's nest and just shake it up a little bit, stir it up. You know how we do it around here, man. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you just like, share, and subscribe. If you watch this on the premiere, just give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask for. And if you do not like the video, give me a thumbs down. Tell them why you don't like it. Plain and simple. But let's get into it. You already know what it is, man. Again, Jonathan Major's trial is next week. So we'll see if everything is going to go to plan. But if you notice, it's been very, very, very quiet on this front. I just noticed this, lights on. It's been very quiet on that front. You know what I mean? But we're about to get into it. But the real question is, all right, let's get into this video. This video is from criminal defense attorney. And I ran across this video a couple weeks ago. Of course, if y'all been following me, I got my molar removed. It was bothering me. And I ain't gonna lie, that's like a hurt for a minute. I couldn't talk really the way that I normally do, and that's why you didn't see a videos for a couple, for a few days, for almost a week. But I wanted to do this before, but I'm glad I'm doing it now. And sometimes you do things for a purpose. So I'm going to get into the reaction of this video again. I seen it once, I saved it because I wanted to come back to it later. So this is going to be all new when I go back and me and you watch it together. But there is some things that has been that said, excuse me, that I said that he says, and I'm like, what? He said what? So let's get into it. Again, if you, if you are new to the channel, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. Of course, I'm going to do a video on that. Matter of fact, let's get into that video, and then we're going to go into the video here with the criminal defense attorney. Let's go. Dre from the past, take it away. What's up? This your man Dre Mac. Want a chance to win a little bit of my money?
Got my money?
Well, all you got to do is like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. You know why? Because I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers.
Baby needs shoes. My wife needs clothes.
Once I hit 2,000 subscribers, if you like, share, and subscribe to this channel, you will actually have a chance to win a $100 gift card.
Message.
Again, like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Once I hit 2,000 subscribers, I'm giving away $100. Want a chance to win? All you got to do is do that, and I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully, you're the winner. Yeah, hopefully you are the winner. Again, giving away a $100 gift card once I hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm at 188.89. So we don't have far to go. And the people who's been rocking with me from day one, I really appreciate you guys for rocking with me. You know what I mean? Being on this journey with me ever since I started doing more of this entertainment news, comic book movie news, and all of that. I really appreciate you guys' support and all of that. So let's get into this video real quick. And again, this is from the criminal defense attorney. Said Jonathan Major's trial pushed back. And again, he said some key things that I have said. So let me change some things around real quick. And let's get into this. Where am I? I'm not in the camera. What is going on? What is going on, man? Let's get into it.
back. Let's talk about it. My name is Jamal Kersey. I am the principal attorney at Kersey Law. We're a boutique criminal defense firm in San Diego, California. And so
Shout
we're
out to San
talking about
Diego.
Jonathan Major's trial getting continued. And first of all, I want to shout out to Flavio Souza for the video recommendation. I definitely appreciate the comments, the support, and the video recommendation.
And before I go any further, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this brother's channel. Make sure, because he's going to be this video is going to be tagged. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this brother's channel. This information that he gives is amazing, and maybe, just maybe, this will help somebody in the future. Not only this, but other information that he gives out on his channel. So make sure again to like, share, and subscribe to this brother's channel. They're doing God's work. Let's go. Let's get into it.
And for everybody, if you have video suggestions that you'd like to see me shoot, let me know in the comments below. And if it's good and I think it'll be useful to everybody, then I'll get it done. So anyhow, Jonathan Majors, he had trial scheduled for August 3rd, which was yesterday. And this case was on a pretty fast track from the end of March to going into early August. That's only around 4 months. That's something that you would normally do for somebody who is in custody, because you don't want to have your client waiting around in custody any longer than necessary. So you might say, hey, we're going to fast track this case and go to trial within 3 months or 2 months or 4 months. But if you have a client who's out of custody, usually a trial wouldn't happen any sooner than, say, 6 to 8 months or even up to a year on a misdemeanor case. That wouldn't be outside of the ordinary. So they definitely went with a shorter timeline. And I think, at the end of the day, his attorney has been asserting from day one that Jonathan Majors is innocent and that his name will be cleared and that this case will ultimately be dismissed.
Now, I want you guys to listen to what he's saying. He was like, in normal cases, a guy in custody is trying to get to trial because he's not trying to sit around, you know what I'm saying, actually just sitting in custody because he hasn't bonded out or whatever on a misdemeanor case. So it's not beneficial. It's more beneficial for him to hurry up and get to a trial, or saying to get to a court date, because he doesn't want to sit around. And if he is sentenced, well, he done spent 120 days in jail. That can be tacked on to his sentence. But in Jonathan Major's case, he was, he's just explaining, hey, they're trying to get this thing done, which is not out of the ordinary, but it's something that doesn't happen every day. So that's why he's explaining this. But of course, he can explain this even better than I can. But I'm telling you, let's listen to what he got to say. Let's do it.
So in that sense, if you have a client who's adamant about their innocence, then obviously
because
you don't want to wait 6 months later to get their day in court. And so she would have requested, the soonest possible date, given, her need to be able to go through the discovery with the client, do any necessary investigation and the like. So we had trial call scheduled for yesterday, and realistically, you would have your
now, mind you, he's going off of what happened last month when you're supposed to have the trial, and the trial did not happen. So that's the reason why he's going off of this information as of the day after he went to court. So that's what putting in context. Remember, they rolled this over till September. So that's why this information is so important and so pertinent to Jonathan Majors, his innocence. He's trying to get this thing done while he doesn't have anything else going on. So that's why this is so important. So let's keep going.
Trial motions, to determine what evidence should come in before the jury, what evidence should stay out, and then you're basically on to jury selection. So that really could have started or was scheduled to start yesterday, but the DA requested a continuance, and they were saying that, hey, we need additional time for discovery issues. And I think that is a legitimate reason, and I'll get to that in a moment, but I don't think it's the main reason. In my last video on the Jonathan Majors case, I had mentioned that this is going to be an issue for the DA because they have an alleged victim who's out in the UK, and there's a reason why she's not going to want to come back to the.
What have we been saying about Stephanie McMahon, in the words of Chillmonger, about this young lady is that if she's in the UK, they found probable cause. Now, me, Chillmonger, Blue, and others have said this. If she is, if they have probable cause, yes, they did not arrest her, but they have probable cause to arrest her, and the ID card got lost or whatever the case may be, but they found enough evidence to charge her. Now, remind you, I did not see this brother when I came up, when I said all of this in my previous videos. That's because, like I said, I was a CO for the city court. I mean, a CO for city for the city jail, ADC of city violations. I had the opportunity to go in because we had to go in with the inmates, make sure the inmates didn't get out of line during court, run, all of that stuff. So 9 times out of 10, I had an opportunity to go down to court. 9 times out of 10, I'll take that opportunity. I sat in a lot of court cases, and everything he's saying is absolutely true. If this woman, who is a UK resident, you know what I mean, had probable cause to be arrested, there's no reason why she needs to. Honestly, I wouldn't come. I'm not even American. I'm not going to your court. You know what I mean? Especially if you found out that I might, they have probable cause. Nah, I'm straight. This is me personally, but I'm gonna let Mr. Kersey go ahead and finish his soliloquy. Soliloquy? Did I say that right? No, I probably didn't. Let him cook.
United States. And that reason is based on the defense's investigation. We know his attorney has been saying from the start that he's innocent and that he's in fact the victim of domestic violence on the part of his ex-girlfriend. And the defense ended up presenting information to NYPD, and that information was so compelling that it led to a probable cause finding on the part of NYPD.
Exactly.
So that means that they have reason to believe that, number one, a crime has been committed, and number two, Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend committed that crime. And this means that she is subjected to being arrested if she comes back to New York. So in the end, why would she want to come back to New York if she's at risk of her herself?
What did I say? We've been saying this. We have been saying, you know who the circle is. If you've been following this channel, you know this wasn't now. This ain't just coming from Dre Mac's mouth. Nope. Dre Mac with the Deadpool hat is not just saying this. Now you actually have an attorney saying the exact same thing. And this is why I was having so much pushback on certain YouTubers, because certain YouTubers were saying, well, I got attorney friends and I got this and I got that. When someone who personally has went to court on multiple occasions, I'm not just saying for myself, but that's the job. That was my job. You hear things, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out certain things. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a visual learner. So that's why I kept saying what a lot of these YouTubers saying, well, it may be something that happened before. It doesn't matter. The burden of proof is on state. It is what was said that the night that it happened, the injuries, did that happen? Yes or no? It doesn't matter what happened beforehand. What happened in that truck or in the car with the young lady? Was that what happened when they got the camera, the street cam, and she yanked him back in there after he took pictures and all of that? Was there incidents? Was there probable cause that he injured, that he injured you or you injured him? I kept saying that. I kept saying it does not matter what happened before. You're grasping at straws. Yes, she can say they can pull out harassment charges, which the district attorney, if you look at the actual charges itself, a lot of it is harassment. You have to prove harassment without a shadow of a doubt, whether through email, whether through voicemail, whether through text messaging. Some type of form of communication is not what you know, is what you can prove. And that young lady, because they have probable cause of her injuring Jonathan Majors and possibly subjected to arrest, is not going to put herself at risk to be arrested. Let's keep it real. So all of the people were saying, I got lawyer friends, and they said, don't pump your brakes. I'm saying I'm not saying it's just open and shut, but there's a lot of moving parts that favor Jonathan Majors, and you cannot deny that. You can't go back and say, well, Jonathan Majors got a big win, but they got this harassment. What can they prove the harassment? And I kept saying, if she had any type of information of harassment, whether it be text message, voicemail, a freaking carrier pigeon, Morse code, text message, a letter, trust me, TMZ would have been got that. It would have paid top dollar. And that's would have been one of the early things that was said. Hey, Jonathan Majors was harassing her. And we're not talking about from the 26 victims that the Rolling Stones said, oh, well, Jonathan Majors, he made me feel bad. Or Jonathan Majors was a dick. Or Jonathan Majors, it was just very difficult to work with. When we was 13, me and Jonathan talked, and he said I was ugly and I couldn't read well. And ever since then, I hated him. You know where I'm getting at this. Let this brother keep cooking. I'm sorry. Let this brother cook.
Being arrested, that is going to be a big problem for the DA, because obviously, just for the purpose of testifying against Jonathan Majors, why is she going to want to come back if there's a risk of her getting arrested herself? So I think that's going to be a major issue, and that's probably the main reason why the DA requested the continuance. But since they stated the issue of discovery, I do think this is where it is legitimate, because obviously the defense presented them with information. Some of that has been leaked to the public in terms of the nightclub videos and text messages. The DA, if they are responsible and ethical, they have a duty to sort out these issues, right? So they should take this information and at least, confront her with them to see, what the validity is.
Now, this is probably what they wanted to continuance for, because I can see them reaching out to her. It's like, look, hey, if you go and testify, hey, I'm not saying you're going to get arrested, but if you say he did this, we need your testimony, because, we can prove that he did this. But if she said, I don't want no parts of that, which if you go back to the text message that everybody said, Jonathan Majors looks like a woman beater. He looks like an abuser, yada, yada, yada. Remember, she said, hey, I didn't really want to have these people in our business. Yeah, I told him we was fighting. You see, Jonathan never responded to any of that. Give me my key, Jabari. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? Give me my key. Remember, he found her unconscious, you know what I'm saying, off of pills and drink in his closet, half naked, where him and Buckman, you know what I'm saying, had to go in, the soup had to go in and get her out the closet. Remember, she was with the bartender. He's about to testify at the nightclub the night before. She was perfectly fine. That's what he's talking about. All that information leaked. You gotta really prove that this man really, this big black man, strong buff black man, really put his hands on you like that. The strangulation has been dropped. I personally felt like the NYPD should have been dropped this case. I don't know why they're pursuing this so hard. Maybe it's because it's Jonathan Majors, maybe because it's racism, maybe because 6 white cops came up and seeing a black man and didn't know who he was and trying to figure out how can he afford this? Maybe all of that stuff is a factor. Maybe classism, racism, colorism, all kinds of isms is at fact. I don't know for sure. I could just speculate and give my opinion. But what I do know is this case should have been dropped. And I truly believe Jonathan Majors is innocent. Let me keep going.
DA's office should have their investigator reach out to her in order to see, hey, he's saying that you actually assaulted him. He's also saying that he did not cause the injuries that you sustained. What is your take on this, right? And if she ultimately agrees that, yes, she actually assaulted him and that he did not cause her injuries, then the DA has an ethical obligation to provide that information to the defense. And that would obviously probably lead to a dismissal of the charges. So that's one thing. The other part is, let's just say they fully intend to move forward with this trial. DAs are competitive. Yeah. Defense attorneys are competitive as well. We as trial lawyers, we want to win. We're not going into these trials to lose. And so the DA doesn't want to look like a fool in trial. So if there's this evidence that points to Jonathan Majors' innocence and suggests that she was actually the aggressor, that's probably not going to be a case that they want to put in front of a jury, right? Because they don't want to look like a fool.
Haven't we been saying this? They'll look stupid if they put this in front of the trial. That girl gets on the stand. You know what the defense attorney is going to do? Grill her about what happened that night because they had probable cause that you injured him. Did she want to get up there and start fumbling? You don't. If I was an attorney, there's no way in hell that I'm putting someone on the stand where they have a chance of fumbling. Even though I can coach them, I can say, "Hey, we're going to stick to this. We're going to stick to that. Yada yada yada. This is how everything is going to go." I still wouldn't go and put somebody on trial on the stand that I know they could go up there and fumble this thing all the way and admit that they were wrong. They were wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be honest. If I go out there, yeah, I hit him, and he deserved it. As a district attorney, be like, what? Let me have him cook. I'm sorry, brother. Let me have him cook.
Putting on this case in front of a jury when it's something that they should have either offered a much better deal or dismissed the case. I think that is a legitimate discovery issue that they have to sort out in terms of being able to present this information to the alleged victim and getting her take on it. So again, Jonathan Majors has a right to have his trial on the date set, but the judge can grant a request for a continuance upon the finding of good cause. And if there's outstanding discovery issues, that's going to meet the definition of good cause. So even if he was saying, hey, no, I don't want a continuance, I want the trial to move forward today, the judge would grant that continuance. But it's going to be on a short leash. And as you can see, the trial date has just been moved to September. So it's not a whole lot of time that this trial date is getting moved out. I think in the end, this case should be dismissed. Exactly. I think the DA is going to have a hard time trying to.
This is from an attorney. This ain't from Dre Mack. This ain't from Chillmonger. This ain't from Blues House Live. This ain't from Be Real for D-Real. This ain't from nobody. Remember all the videos I was making of the Cosmic Wonder? Remember the video that I made from E-Man? Remember all this? The other guy who was saying Jonathan Majors just needs to go to jail. I don't understand how Jonathan Majors has, they called Disney a lot of money and they don't look at us. It ain't none of that. This is from an actual attorney, not from me. From an actual attorney. This case needs to be dismissed. To me, to him, to a lot of people, this is absolutely ridiculous. That they got probable cause of this woman possibly doing something that Jonathan Majors, and the case is like, you know what? We don't want no parts of this. We was going to pursue this, but we see just evidence that, yeah, we don't want to. Nope. They don't want to do that. They want to keep it going. You know what? I'm sorry, brother. You should be cooking, not me. All right, let me go.
To get this alleged victim to come back to New York, knowing that there's a possibility that she could be arrested. And if you don't have a victim, then you have no case. But I want to issue a word of caution because I don't want anybody to take what I just said as thinking that it is an appropriate trial strategy to think hey, my girlfriend or my wife is not going to show up to court. This is a very case-specific scenario in that she's an out-of-country alleged victim. There's also been a probable cause finding that she actually committed a crime. Those are two major factors in terms of why this is working out. But if it's your girlfriend or your wife and you guys live in the same home and there's not anything to suggest that she actually attacked you and you were the victim in the case, then, this is not going to be an appropriate strategy. There's a lot of different other ways that can be used, but banking on your wife or your girlfriend not showing up to court is really not an appropriate strategy.
And I told y'all when I was a CO and I put the picture in the community page, we would ask the guys that came into court, hey, your girl showing up? And she show up, you toast, right? You're done. And Judge Hughes would sit down and look. That young lady, he'll pull you up, young man, some so-and-so. Yeah, come on up. And that young lady pulls up, toast. Cinnamon toast. So what he's telling you was right. I just wanted you guys to hear from somebody else that's not Dre Mack, because what I was saying was honest to God truth, and I still had pushback, but I was saying was the God's honest truth because I've been through enough court cases to see this type of stuff go on. So let me let him finish.
banking on hope, and that's not really a good idea. But we'll wait until September to see what happens, unless we get a sooner announcement that the DA is deciding to dismiss this case. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Do you think we're going to make it to trial? Do you think this case goes in front of a jury? Or do you think they reach a deal? Might the DA dismiss the case? Let me know your thoughts below. If you got something out of this, please show me some love and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss a new video when it drops. As always,
make sure that you guys are following this channel, criminal defense attorney. Make sure you guys are like criminal defense attorney Jamal Kersey. Make sure, let me full screen this so you guys can, if you don't see it, let me hover over it a little bit. Criminal defense attorney Jamal Kersey. Make sure that you're liking, share, subscribe. Matter of fact, I didn't hit my subscribe, so I made sure to subscribe to the channel also. But this is actually, it's saying everything that the rest of the guys have been saying this whole entire time, that this case needs to be dropped. There's too many factors that's in this that points to Jonathan Majors being more innocent than he is guilty, making sure that, you know, the things that that Jonathan Majors presented had more evidence than the DA. So especially after they found probable cause of a crime from the woman's point of view. So that's all I'm saying. I was never trying to be rude or just, like I told you, I don't have no skin in the game with Jonathan Majors. He ain't my cousin. I don't know that dude. You know what I mean? Hold on. I don't know Jonathan Majors from a can of paint. But what I do know is that Jonathan Majors is, you know, at a point where he can win this case. I don't understand why the DA is pursuing this so hard. I don't. I do, and I've said this before. I think they're trying. The district attorney is trying to get a career out of Jonathan Majors, just boost his career. That's what I feel. I've always felt like that, and I'm gonna continue to stand on what I feel like. So, you know, I'm not saying it's the truth, but you know, I got that feeling. Baby, baby, I got that feeling.
Yo, the song is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I'll wrap it up. All right. This is your man Dre Mac. Thank you again for stopping in, watching the video. You already know what to do, man. Peace and bye-bye, man. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Where my outro at? Let me get up out of here. I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.